Hey everyone and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film Gran Turismo. Fun fact, Gran Turismo is the highest selling game under the PlayStation brand, debuting in 1997 and selling over 90 million units. This film came out in 2023 and stars Archie, Madekwe, David Harbour, and Orlando Bloom and was directed by Neill Blomkamp. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Gran Turismo follows Jan Mardenborough starting out playing hours of Gran Turismo to eventually joining and winning GT Academy and later on racing in real life. Gran Turismo is a biographical sports drama. It has similar vibes to 42, The Blind Side, or Coach Carter. I don't know if it's from the name of this film or from the trailers, but I honestly was not that excited to see this film. I was wondering why we needed a Gran Turismo film, and I don't think that the trailer did a good job of really capturing the heart of the story, the one thing that would draw me in. I decided to take a chance anyway, and to my surprise, this was a fantastic film that had me invested from beginning to end, and it was truly an inspiring movie. Archie Madekwe did a fantastic job playing Jan. He really showed how Jan was this man who knew what he loved, and no matter how many times people told him it would get him nowhere, he would still push on. Because of his performance, I was rooting for him to win, and he was able to pull out the emotions in certain parts of the film. He was the perfect person to show the dedication of Jan and how much he persevered. I knew nothing about Jan going into this film, but I was happy while watching this film we get to see his struggles and how he overcame them. I think everyone has different things that they struggle with, and with Jan, one of the biggest was doubts from people closest to him, and the film highlighted that especially with his dad. I was glad towards the end of the film these people changed their minds and support him to the fullest and are cheering him on in the final race of the movie, and him and his dad have a moment with very few words, but it was truly moving. So if you don't know, Jan is a real person and this movie is telling his journey. One thing I thought that was cool to find out at the end of the film was that he was a stunt double for Archie, which I thought was kind of dope. I'm glad that he was involved in this film about his life. At first I didn't know if I was going to like Jack, but he ended up becoming such a great asset. I love how much he helped Jan and became this person that Jan could kind of lean on while he was away from home. He had Jan's back and truly helped him become a better racer and tried to, have him not make the same mistakes that he had. I love their relationship and truly think that they helped make each other better. Orlando Bloom's character, Danny, kind of got on my nerve if I'm being honest. He only cared about the company's interests and only seemed to support Jan when it benefited Nissan. I was glad that it showed him coming up with this idea of, the GT Academy, but disappointed that he seemed to care so little about the people actually involved in the car racing. Danny also made me question if I was saying Nissan wrong. I did some searching and found out that it's really just a pronunciation thing. The British pronounce it like Nissan, and the American way is Nissan. Language is so fascinating, and it was interesting to find out that it wasn't someone saying it wrong, but just different accents. Obviously, the GT Academy was born from Gran Turismo, being that it is a drive-in simulation game. I thought it was cool, even though that this is the extent of the connection to the games, they still tied in different aspects from the game. We see when Jan is picking his car in the beginning, it kind of shows us a 3D model, like we're in the game, and then we are in that first-person mode racing other cars. I love the parts where it would show the car's details like in the game, or Jan using his expertise of the game in real life and having some features that you would see in the game pop up. I've never really been into car racing games, but after watching this film and how cool they made it look, it definitely made me want to go and buy Gran Turismo. The music was great and truly complemented this movie. We get some upbeat songs throughout the movie, but then when Jan is zoned in, we would also get some Kenny G, which he used to relax himself before a race. I am not a sports fan, but this movie did have me feeling like I was one. I was on the edge of my seat and wanted to cheer when Yan won or did good and scream and curse when he got screwed over by Nicholas, who was like kind of like the villain in one of the races. I always know when I start bouncing my leg up and down in the theater that I am so invested and a bit stressed out. In this film, it kept happening with all of these different races, and they showed how stressful the race could be, and it just goes to show how much this film immersed its viewers. My favorite part of this movie is the big car crash part. It may be weird that a car crash is my favorite part, but I really enjoyed how in that scene everything truly became a reality to Jan. Accidents happen, and in this case it was an accident and it wasn't his fault, but someone died and he blamed himself for it. He shut himself off from the world and didn't seem like he wanted to come back to the world of racing. His coach steps up and finally opens up about why he quit racing because he went through a similar event. He tells Jan that whatever he does next will define his legacy and really helps him to get back into the driver's seat of the car. It was, an inspirational moment because it let Jan know that yes, this sucks, and just because you keep beating yourself up about it, doesn't mean that you have to be stuck in this position, because you'll just get stuck and constantly just be reliving this situation and figuring out what you could have done instead of realizing that it wasn't your fault and that you still have some fight left in you. It turned such a sad event into such a beautiful, inspirational moment. Gran Turismo is an underdog story that is truly inspirational and caught me by surprise. We visited lots of cool locations and the cast was phenomenal. Even though I am not a fan of sports or playing racing games, I will say that I truly enjoyed this film. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you have not subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.